From the King's Academy, this is Studio 70.
Welcome to Studio 70. I'm Reed. The King's Academy has always been on a mission to expand its academic horizons. The latest of these efforts is the engineering program. Designed to introduce students to the world of math, science, and engineering, the year-long Intro to Engineering class will challenge and develop students into the future builders of America. We were lucky enough to have the head of this new department, Coach Allen, for more information about the program.
Hi, I'm here today with Coach Allen. Coach Allen, congratulations on being the head coach for the football team next year.
Thank you very much.
Coach Allen, I hear that next year we are starting an engineering program. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. We are starting a STEM program, which means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's a nationally accredited program where we start introduction to engineering. And it's a 4-year process where we get kids to start taking the intro class and hopefully take it every year.
Coach Allen, who would be a good candidate to take this class?
Any student that's really good in science or math, or any student that has ever taken anything apart and try to figure out how to put it back together. Anybody that has that kind of mindset where they're trying to figure out why or how things work, engineering would be a great field or a great class for them to take.
Why would a student take this class?
Well, the first thing is to get an understanding of engineering and what actually engineering is and what an engineering degree kind of entails. But as a freshman coming into this course, if you take the course every year, you get a special certificate on your degree that a college, especially a technical college or an engineering college, looks favorably upon. So a kid that will come in a freshman year and take an engineering class, as it steps up and gets a little bit more detailed from freshman to sophomore to junior and senior year, when they graduate, they get that certificate on their degree, which not a lot of kids out there in the nation are going to have. So when you're looking for what's going to make me as a senior high school senior stand out above all the other applicants at a college, that's going to be one of the telltale signs. It's going to help our kids get to a better engineering school.
What could a student expect in the introductory course?
Well, in the introductory course, a lot of kids might get kind of scared off because it's engineering, it's a lot of big words. But the first course, our expectations is just a basic knowledge of Algebra 1 from a mathematics standpoint. So it's going to be a lot of hands-on with the computers, doing AutoCAD, three-dimensional design, some three-dimensional printing. We even actually spent a little bit of money this year, and we have these models of little cars that are disassembled, and the kids have to assemble them together and figure out how to make them go faster and better and be more efficient. So the kids will get a lot of group work, a lot of hands-on work, not a lot of homework. For TKA kids, that's going to be huge. Not a lot of out-of-the-classroom homework, but a lot of group projects, because in the real world, you have to work with other people. And in the engineering department, that's kind of what we want to make sure our kids get a good grasp of, is working with others to solve problems.
Wow, this course does sound great, Coach Allen. Is this a semester course or is it a full year?
It's a full-year course with as much information and detail as we're putting into it from a national setting and national standards. There's no way we could get it done in a semester, so it's definitely a full-year course. And if you have any questions or anybody has any other questions about the course, tell them to feel free to come by and see me at my office in my classroom.
Thank you for joining us today, Coach Allen. I hope you enjoyed teaching engineering next year.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, and I sure will.
What are you guys' favorite colleges? Clemson?
Virginia State. University of Georgia. Duke.
What's your favorite college?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm looking at FAU right now.
Probably Edinburgh in Scotland.
Duke.
Florida State?
Florida State University.
FAU.
What's your favorite college?
West Point in New York.
Wichita State University.
I don't have one.
Florida State University.
These days, planning for college looms over every student. Grades are being set, tests are being taken, college applications are pouring in, and the future seems closer than ever. Our very own college counselor, Mrs. Carrier, was in our studio to help answer pressing questions concerning preparing for college.
When do I take my SAT and my ACT?
You should take your ACT or SAT as soon as you've completed Algebra 2. Basically, both exams focus on algebra, geometry, so it's a good time as soon as you're finished with Algebra 2 to take the exam. It's also a good idea to take a prep class before you take the test, 6 to 8 weeks before the test. It will help you with your pacing. It will help you just master some of the strategies in getting through the test, as well as I recommend hiring a private tutor about 3 weeks before you take the test. All those things should help you to do your best.
How can I set myself apart from other college applicants?
It's a good idea to start as early as your freshman year, joining clubs, playing sports, being involved in your high school. Basically, colleges are looking at your high school involvement because they correlate. If you're involved in high school, you will be involved in college. A good way to beef up your resume is to make sure that you're not just in 10 clubs, but that you pick 1 or 2 clubs and you really commit to them. When you get to the point where you can run for an officer position, you should definitely do that as well. It's a good idea when you are having colleges come and visit you at school that you have your resume in hand as well as your transcript, and when a college representative comes to visit, you shake hands with them after their general information session and make sure that they know who you are. So there are lots and lots of things you can do to set yourself apart, but definitely be committed while you're in high school.
I'm a sophomore. How many AP courses should I be taking my junior year?
Basically, you want to make sure that you can handle an AP class. An AP class is very rigorous, it is very time demanding, and it is definitely a brain drain. So when you take an AP class, you want to know that you are going to be determined to get an A or a B. So that requires a lot of work on your part. You want to be successful. And you also want to make sure that you're determined to get a passing grade, which is a 3 or higher on the AP exam.
When's a good time to start researching colleges?
I think a good time to start researching colleges is as early as 9th grade. You would not believe how in a blink of an eye it's going to be your junior year and you're going to need to have your short list, which I believe is 5 colleges that you are going to consider in your senior year. So in 9th grade, it's a good idea to take advantage of any college trips that you can go on, as well as when you're a sophomore and a junior, get your feet on as many campuses as you can. In addition to actually visiting colleges, you should go online. And if you know what you want to major in, it's very, very important to look at each school, look at the curriculum that they're offering for a 4-year program, and compare, say, one business program to another business program. That way you are going to make an educated choice and you'll be happy when you get to college because you've really researched the program that you're going to major in.
When is the ideal time to start applying for college?
Applying to college should not be earlier than August 1st of your senior year. The Common Application opens up August 1st. There are a lot of students who are proactive and they start their applications as soon as their junior year finishes. But on the Common App, it confuses them. The Common App thinks that you're applying for college in that fall. So you definitely don't want to start the Common Application until August 1st of your senior year. In the state of Florida, some of our colleges will open applications as early as August 1st, but many do not open the application until September 1st. It's very, very important that you apply early. Many of our colleges have rolling admissions, and you want to apply early so that you have a higher opportunity of actually getting the nod from the college of your choice. I recommend that all students should apply to their colleges by October 1st.
What things should I consider when choosing a college?
I believe absolutely that the first thing you should do is give it up to the Lord. You need to be in prayer about this. You need to think about all of your God-given talents, and you need to think about allowing God to help you guide your path in terms of selecting your college. It's very, very important, again, that you get your feet on the different campuses. The college that you choose needs to be the absolute perfect fit for you. It's important that because your friend is going to a certain college, that's not the reason that you're going to go to that college. You want to find the college that you're going to be happy at. If you're happy, you're going to flourish, you're going to graduate in 4 years. So I also believe that it's a good idea to think about what do you want out of a college experience. God made us each unique, and we each enjoy different things. For example, I went to college in New York City. That was the perfect fit for me. I wanted to study theater. I wanted to be where Broadway was. I think that it's also an opportune time, if you are able to go out of state, to think about another state that you've never been to before, but that you'd like to get to know. It's another opportunity to grow as a person. Last year I had the opportunity to visit colleges in Indiana. I'd never been to Indiana before. I fell in love with Huntington University. I fell in love with Indiana. How awesome would it be to include just exploring another state as part of your college experience?
What are your opinions on a gap year between high school and college, and what is the best thing to do in that gap year?
Again, I feel that each person is uniquely created by God, and for some people, the gap year is going to be the perfect idea for them post high school. So in terms of gap year, it's unique to the individual. Of course, here at the King's Academy, we have many students that are interested in missions. So I think a great idea for those students is to go and serve on the mission field. There are many opportunities for gap year, so I think you have to think about how do you want to grow as a person. I think it's a good idea, if you're going to take a gap year, to go ahead and seriously research your college options so that you're not lost once that year is over. I think it's important that in a gap year that you set goals for yourself and you manage your time so that the gap year isn't just a total waste. But there are many students who choose to travel in a gap year. There are some students who will actually go and attend programs abroad that aren't necessarily for college credit, but will help them grow as a person.
While planning for the future can be stressful, we must also realize that God promises to be with us, protecting and guiding us in all our ways. Here is a promise from God's Word.
In times of need, I love to turn to the Word of God for comfort and blessing. One of my favorite passages is Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters.
He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me. In the presence of my enemies, you anoint my head with oil.
My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
From Studio 70, I am Reed, and I challenge you to know God and to make Him known.